We just pulled chicken out of the fridge. We're prepping the chicken.
So I'm gonna put this chicken into the sink. Before I don't want to just dump it in there because you might have raw chicken juice. Just gonna place it in here.
Okay, so you're placing the chicken in the
Eventually
sink.
we're gonna dump it, but
And he just did the dishes, just cleaned all this up.
yeah. So you've got.
Uh-huh. And you grabbed this bucket
Yeah, that's gonna go out there.
and that from up here, and the spoons from there, the bucket from there. Okay.
And we're draining all that juice out.
Draining all the juice out of the chicken. Okay.
He should have taken that out.
Okay, take this out.
Right where he is.
Okay. Here you go. This goes out here. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so now you're organizing the chicken.
Not organizing it, I'm draining all the juice out.
Draining
because
all the juice, kind of moving it around
Yeah.
so all the juice gets out.
I should have had you do. Have you done garlic before? Have you peeled garlic? No, never done that? Okay. So while this chicken is still very frozen.
Okay, so it's kind of thawing out.
Yeah, it's thawing and
it's draining.
Yeah, we want all that juice to drain into the, so that when you
Do you need to get that fat out off the drain? Okay.
I'll show you what needs to get done. And
Okay.
I'll tell you. For right now, I gotta teach him how. I should have had him start on this when I was done.
Okay. All right. All right, so we always sanitize this table. Okay, so, and then we just grab the garlic off the fridge.
Any what?
Okay.
So make sure that's all set. We're gonna. Now leave the top off. You gotta put garlic. You can't put top. Can't put garlic in there if the lid's on.
Okay.
So break this garlic up. Open the cloves.
Okay. You're opening the cloves.
So what we do now is we smash these cloves like this.
Okay.
One. These are really nice big ones. Beautiful, beautiful garlic.
Beautiful garlic cloves.
The bigger, the less work that you have. When you get a bunch of small cloves, then it takes all day to
break them up like that.
So you break them like that, which makes the paper peel come off way easier.
Okay. And so then you put them in, and all this paper stuff needs to be thrown away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of going to, you're going to smash all of them, like I just did.
Okay.
See how I did that? I smashed all of them, then I'll start peeling them. Don't smash and then peel. You try
Yeah,
to get
smash one at a time.
With that amount of chicken, we're going to need 3 cloves.
Okay. Yeah, not easy to do necessarily. I'll bring the trash can around.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. And eventually when you peel them, it'll look like that and go in there.
You just smash the crap out of them. And you kind of bend it back and forth, open those up.
You bend it back and forth.
Yeah, just you're trying to separate the peel, the paper from.
Mm-hmm.
That means rice maker needs to get turned on.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You remember how to turn it on?
Okay. So now the alarm just went off for the rice maker. Remember, we set the alarm. So our boy right here, Noah, just washed his hands because you always wash your hands after everything. And now we're here on the rice maker. How do you turn that on?
Flip this bad boy down.
You flip it down.
Flip that
And that's it.
That's it.
And this, because it's 30 minutes before opening. Okay, so 30 minutes before opening. Now we're back to the onions.
Garlic.
I mean garlic. Okay. Okay, and then once it's peeled like that, you can put it in. All right.
Oh yeah.
Getting some pretty good traction on that.
You are.
On the post.
Sweet.
So every once in a while, you'll find a garlic that's bruised or dented, or this is pretty close to me throwing the whole thing away.
Okay.
If it's any closer to 50% of the garlic, I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw the whole thing away. I cut it open. There's just a tiny little spot right there that I missed somehow.
And so you don't want anything nasty.
Nope.
Okay. All right.
I almost threw that whole thing away, but it was just on the.
Yeah.
It's such a big clove. If it was a smaller clove, I'd have just thrown the whole thing away.
Okay. This is interesting. So you can put it in that big, those big chunks. Okay.
What is this thing?
This?
This is like a blender thing.
No, it's actually a type of microwave.
What?
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's a type of microwave, this thing.
Yeah. But it's made for inside your car, so like while you're driving, you can make popcorn and stuff.
Really? Stop it. Shut up. This is training, you idiots. I love you, Ben.
You had him going for a minute too. That was funny.
It's a microwave?
What the heck are you talking about?
Yeah.
So how full can that go?
Oh, yeah. See,
Okay,
that was
it's
supposed
still
to be
in.
down. Yeah, it wasn't setting in the right, I could tell.
Okay.
If it's not, we just grab a knife and.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
All right. Good. Almost there.
I'm still trying to make sense of how you break it like that. Interesting. Okay.
Basically, you put all your
Yeah.
weight on it.
Right. And then it just kind of
Yeah, I'm not
breaks
using
up.
muscle, I'm using my weight.
Yeah.
Like how monkeys break nuts. You know?
I'm not familiar with how monkeys break nuts.
Smash them. Like a
Smash.
Smash nuts.
Oh yeah.
Hulk smash.
All right.
No one knows all about smashing nuts.
All right. You know what? This guy.
This guy. All right. So is that enough
That's enough
garlic
for this much chicken.
for this much chicken,
There's times when
which is,
I might, you know what we might do?
yeah?
We might just get crazy. We'll we'll smash all this garlic and then we'll have it in the refrigerator.
Okay.
And then
Okay, so yeah, there's these.
We'll probably have to do more chicken later in the week.
Okay. And so, and how many garlic cloves did you have?
3. There was 3 in that first one. Now we're doing 3 more.
3 more, so a total of 6.
Yeah.
They'll all fit in. They'll all fit
Into the microwave, yeah.
into the microwave, no. And so, and then how many pieces of chicken roughly?
I don't know. There's 5. Okay, so there's 5 5-pound bags.
5 5-pound bags, so 25 pounds of chicken.
Yeah.
25 pounds of chicken, 6 of these garlic cloves.
No, it should be 3 garlic cloves. We're doing the extra 3 just so I don't have to do it.
Oh, okay, so 3 garlic cloves
Yeah.
for 25 pounds of chicken.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so we're washing hands.
Yeah.
Washing hands. We're gonna wipe down this table again, sanitize it again. So I spray with this spray. Same rag. Use this rag again, Ben.
Sure.
Okay. So we just finished cutting these cloves. I'm gonna spray this again. just to make sure. It's a little bit sticky. This stuff is sticky. And so I sprayed it once, now I'm gonna spray it again. And make sure we're good. We're rushing. We're trying to get this chicken done. All the stuff that's stuck on the table, we gotta get it. Okay. And so we put those 6 cloves in here. He put the lid on. Now what are you doing over here?
Squeezing all the, like, this is like still very icy chicken.
Okay. And so you're squeezing it.
Yeah, squeezing, trying to get all the juice and the water out of it so that when we marinate this, it's not soaking in a bunch of water, which will then water down the meat.
Okay.
Marinade.
So you squeeze it there hard.
Yeah, I press it up against the side of the.
Yep.
My hand is really cold too. It's like, feels like it's frozen.
Your hand's frozen.
Yeah. Ouch.
Okay. And so we're hustling because we're on a time clock here. Okay, so you turned the stove back on. Not okay, that side you turn back on. Okay, so we had turned that on this morning for 10 minutes, about an hour or so ago. Now we're getting it fired back up again. Okay, you grabbed
Spices and
spices.
I wish Noah was here so I can teach him how to
Yeah.
do this garlic, but he's not gonna be here for it. So
Okay, seasoned salt
he can watch it.
in this chicken flavor bouillon. Okay, so you put that on. And it's just as simple as pushing down on that.
Yep. And then you have to kind of, like, a lot of
Yeah.
the bigger chunks will be stuck inside.
Right.
We're gonna, one time, we're gonna take it apart. There's still
Okay.
gonna be some big, see that big piece
Yeah,
right there?
big chunks.
I
So
need
you gotta
that to
push
be
it
the
down.
center. Yeah. Should be good after this one.
And is that easy to go on? It just goes
so
on.
there's, it's got some marks right here, 2 marks.
Oh.
And those will line up with those 2 marks.
Okay.
And they're lined up. I did
Okay.
that myself. It's a dumb design.
Okay. So all the marks.
Sometimes, if it really doesn't want to blend,
Uh-huh.
we'll put a tiny bit of vinegar in there.
Tiny bit of vinegar.
Yeah, apple cider vinegar.
Okay, right there. Apple cider vinegar.
And this will kind of make it like a garlic smoothie.
Okay.
Be a friendly.
Nice. Okay, and then we line up the lines right there. Yeah. Yeah.
The finer the garlic is chopped up, the better the flavor is going to go into the chicken. They're going to release all the flavor of the garlic and put it.
So the finer it's chopped up, the more it's chopped up, the better.
And this
It'll help the
It does a
flavor.
really, really good job. That's
Yeah.
like just straight garlic paste.
Garlic paste,
Now-
baby.
Now what I'll do is knock all this stuff loose out of here.
Yeah. Try to have as little waste as possible. And then that's gonna go there. And then, okay, same with this. Yeah. Be careful with that, okay? And
All
then
this stuff right here.
about half of that garlic is gonna go in. Does that right?
Well, you'll see what we do.
Okay.
We spoon it in.
Okay.
We'll do layers of chicken. So.
Layers of
You
chicken.
don't even have to ask questions. See how we do this.
Okay. So I just started a new video.
Okay.
Beautiful. The chicken pollo. Bouillon. Okay, what is this?
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Yep.
Mayonnaise. And you got that from the fridge out front.
Yeah. This is how we do our chicken marinade. All right. So
Okay, so you grab that
Yeah.
from over there.
my right hand is going to be for mixing, like taking stuff out of these containers. My left hand is going to get raw chicken on it.
Okay.
So I'm not going to use my right hand for anything other than for grabbing these containers. I'm
Okay.
going to use my left hand for chicken.
So the left hand does nothing else except grab chicken.
First thing you do is you put a little bit of mayo inside this. You're going to spread this all over this.
Okay.
Basically, this is your base layer of your marinade, and then start putting your chicken in here.
Okay.
Depending on how this chicken is cut very thin. A lot of times we get really thick chicken breasts.
Okay.
Right now it's nice and thin, so we don't even have to cut this. A lot of times
Sometimes we'll have to cut the chicken.
Yeah. This is something I just started doing, brand new. I've realized that a lot of times I'll have small pieces that will fall through the grill, like that little piece.
Uh-huh.
That'd be a waste. Instead of like making a big mess for myself later, I'm gonna put all the small pieces of chicken into a small container like this.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll cook this in the frying pan, not on the grill.
Not on the grill.
Yeah.
Got it. So it won't, because it'll fall through the grill otherwise.
Yep.
Nice.
So now when I'm
You
and
got
this is
this.
literally like brand new. I just started doing this.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
just looking for any like skinny pieces like this. That's gonna all fall through the grill. Be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna bother with it. It's all
Okay.
gonna go in there. Looking for any other small pieces.
Okay. Noah. All right.
You want me to
So
watch this?
so small. Yes.
You should be watching it.
Yeah, small pieces go in here because otherwise they'll fall through the grill when we make this chicken.
That's why we put
He put some mayonnaise in on the bottom first
bro.
and then put some chicken in. And you're kind of like smoothing out the chicken.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll have to cut the chicken if the breasts are thicker, but this is real skinny chicken, so we don't have to cut any. And so all the small pieces are coming out and going in here.
Noah, can you open up that fridge over there and see if there's any containers like this? It should be on the bottom with raw. Yeah, they're on top of that. There's 2 beef and 1 chicken.
Yep.
Pull that chicken out. Actually, you can pull the beef out too.
Both of them?
Yeah, put them on that.
Put them behind you.
Yeah, well, you don't want to put them with this
Okay.
stuff over here.
Put them where?
Behind you.
Hold on, you.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I'm not
That's okay.
You don't want
You're
to
good.
You don't want to mix the two up. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna turn on a frying pan. Grab the big frying pan. Put it on full blast hot.
Full blast hot on right here.
Yep.
Okay. And so you're still kind of like breaking up the chicken a little bit, making sure.
Yeah. I'm making 1 layer of chicken. So now I've got 1 good layer of chicken. And I'm looking for any small pieces in here while I'm doing that. Any small
Yes.
pieces?
Small pieces come out.
Yeah.
He's making 1 layer of chicken here, Noah.
So now take it's going to be about probably like maybe a quarter to a half tablespoon
That's a
of
tablespoon
garlic.
of
So
garlic.
I'm not putting
Okay.
a full tablespoon of garlic on that. Now
But
these
like-
are my spices that I put on. A little bit of the chicken bouillon,
Okay.
a little bit of seasoned salt.
A little bit of seasoned salt. Spread it throughout. Okay.
Got to do that in there.
Yeah. You want some of that? Okay. Yeah.
Not a lot.
Little bit.
Yeah. And then mayo.
Little mayo. And again, this hand is only touching the food, nothing else. That hand is not ever touching the food.
Yep.
That hand is never touching the food. That hand is only touching the food. Really important, right?
Yep. So I had spread it all out, of course, to
Uh-huh.
so everything got a little bit of the spices mixed. Now, of course,
Yeah.
I'm massaging all that goodness into the meat,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to press it down so it's all one flat, level layer,
Okay.
just like the cosmology.
Okay. Once he pressed it down where it's one flat layer with all the spices and stuff, now you're doing another layer.
Yep.
Okay. And so you're pressing it down, making sure all the small stuff that will fall through this grill goes in this bucket, and making sure we don't have to cut any of the chicken also if it's too thick.
If I found a big fat piece of chicken, I'd either set it aside or something.
Yeah, and what you're doing is you're spreading out, making one chicken layer thick here. So
now you might have a couple pieces that are overlapping. Not a big deal.
yeah,
The ideal situation is to have one layer. So we're trying to do that, but I'm not taking a huge amount of time to make sure it's only one layer. Like it's,
right.
you have to work quickly, efficiently, and,
Yeah.
and you have a standard of excellence, but you don't. I'm not going through it with a real fine tooth comb and finding every single little piece of. You can have a couple small pieces of chicken that they're gonna
That'll fall through.
yeah, which is fine.
It's not the end of the
We
world.
don't get mad about that. We get even.
But in general, yeah.
In general, that's the goal.
So you did another, just one layer. You put some more chicken bouillon. You're doing some seasoned salt. I'm looking out the door, making sure no one's coming in because it's about to open up. It's almost 11.
Yeah.
That's why we got to move. We got to move.
You can dump that, dump the chicken.
Okay. All right. So now. Okay. All right. All right. So you did all the salt. This is layer number 2. And so with this hand only touches handles, that hand only touches food, never touches handles.
So
Noah.
Get you a frying pan and you gotta make that all that down. Oh yeah, I guess you can use that. You need to get it all flattened out as soon as
Okay. Yeah. Quickly flatten that out there. Okay, that's the ones that you just made.
Yeah.
Also went there because it's all the same thing. The chicken
This is the quickest way to cook in our shop is with on a frying pan.
on a frying pan.
Faster than the grill.
Way faster.
Grill
Okay. Okay, now you're mixing up both layers all together. You put in the mayo, you put in all the stuff on each layer. Now you're mixing the 2 layers combined.
Mixing the 2 layers combined. When I'm doing this, I'm also feeling every once in a while you'll find a shard of bone in here.
Okay.
I'm looking for cartilage, bone, anything that shouldn't be in there,
Yeah.
like dragon teeth or something.
Uh-huh.
Whatever you find in there, pull it out.
Make sure none of that's in there. Okay. And so you do 2 layers.
Yeah, typically we'll never cook out of this, but we have no chicken that's ready to cook, so I'm gonna throw. We're gonna start cooking.
So you wouldn't normally start cooking, but it's time is of the essence right now.
Today we're a little bit behind because we've been doing training videos.
Yeah.
It's great you guys taking up all my.
Uh-huh.
When you load this up here, you also want to have all these pieces of chicken right up against each other.
Right up against each
Try
other.
not to have any gaps.
No gaps.
Fill any gaps with other pieces of chicken.
Okay.
So that, well, the heat is all trapped, and you're also cooking with maximum efficiency.
Yeah. Maximum efficiency. You catching this, Noah? Nice. Good
Put the lid
man.
on there, bro.
Okay, put the lid on.
Oh, you don't put it on the rock.
Wait, that lid?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay. No lid.
We'll put the lid on there after it browns on one side. You're right.
Okay.
I can make some side sauces if that's up on the board. Do you want me to do that? I
Uh,
don't think we're going to need